that's a cat. This here's loot. Loot that we're not really going to be using, because why should we? That's a door. Where does it even lead? Out, apparently. Can we open it? No, we can't. So we are to get to there or there, I suppose, to find a sewer. It'll take us to Philip. I'll hide. I'm thinking to our right is a good bet. Right now, at least, because... well, you know... is it a dwarf? That'll give us a... a little something. Something being known as distance to cover underground without it just... you know, swooping around a bit. Nothing here that looks like a...
it's a brazen attack.
store to collect items. Can we... no, that's completely blocked off. That there might also be the entrance into the sewer. I think we've explored all over Loch and Win right now anyway, so... can't say we've done so quite speedily, so... that's a thing. Huh. Slightly redundant use of the art there, but it's always good with a little finisher. Locked. So we'll need a sewer key, I suppose, if we want to go into the sewer. It's that way. We'll just enter the Temerian encampment.
Say goodbye to life!
Oh, it's got a name in it. So
Watch it!
I don't know if what we're doing now is considered murder or it's the ways of Zeus. Just want to find the sewer. We can't open the doors.
Like that in my life. Never seen anything like that in my life.
Again, stumbling around blindly until we find a way into the sewers. What's this? It's a Temerian camp. Anyone in here? No, but it looks like an important tent, so it might be something in Roach's path. Oh, no? This. I only took out one guy. That's a bit bullshit. First. The wall doesn't beat up our big guards. Yep.
You loud.
Seems like that got us thrown into jail.
You here? What are you doing here?
I worked awfully hard to see Philippa Eilhart in chains.
I doubt you'll be so witty once we're standing side by side on the scaffold.
Unlike you, I've done nothing that would get me hanged.
To them, you're a kingslayer. I assure you, Radovid's torturers will make you admit to anything, even intercourse with trolls.
Let's go for the white option before we go for the orangey option.
Radovid's no idiot. He knows I'm innocent. Besides, I helped him once.
Radovid is a politician. He'd gladly show the world he's an avenger of fallen kings.
Sure, but before he does that, he'll gladly hear about your exploits in Vergen.
By aiding the rebels, I weakened Henselt's position, and that's of paramount importance. Radovid is king of the hill. He has the deciding vote during the summit, thanks, among others, to me.
Is that why he dumped you in this dungeon?
This, Witcher, is a little misunderstanding.
Did you know from the start that Saskia was a dragon?
I had suspected she was not what she seemed to be for some time, though I did not learn the truth until she fell poisoned and I could examine her thoroughly.
I've seen the list of antidote ingredients. Not a word about the Rose of Remembrance.
Well, we all prefer to have loyal allies. The Rose of Remembrance is very powerful. Even as a she-dragon, Saskia could not resist my spell.
Why don't you summon her? You could use some help now.
Dimeritium blocks all magic, telepathy included.
Someone's coming.
Your Majesty.
I've waited long for this meeting. You left Redania so suddenly I had no chance to give you the send-off you so richly deserved.
Your Majesty, I fail to understand why I have been arrested. I've done nothing but serve Redania's interests, supporting the rebellion, undermining Henselt, risking my own reputation on your behalf.
I'm no longer the little boy who believed your every word.
Why do you do this, Radovid? I was there at your most trying hours. Without me, you would not be the man you are. I don't understand.
You understand very well. You conspired against my father Vizimir, and against me. The entire Redanian court once trembled in fear of Philippa Eilhart.
Untrue, sire. You must let me explain. What are your charges, your Majesty?
Ambassador,
Triss Marigold was kind enough to compile a list of persons making up the secret society known as the Lodge of Sorceresses. Some Nilfgaardian sorceresses were members as well, but you need not be bothered with them, my lady.
Triss, you're mad!
the Lodge ordered Demaven killed. It ordered Foltest killed. I suspect you played a part in my father's death. And if I released you from the Dimeritium, you'd kill me too. You're finished, Eilhart. There will be a trial, due process, everything as it should be. But know that you shall not wriggle out of this. You shall be convicted of conspiracy, treason, and regicide. They'll rip your flesh from you in bits before they burn you at the stake. Throughout my childhood, I felt your cold stare on the back of my neck. When I issued orders, my subjects would search with their eyes for Philippa Eilhart's gesture of consent. The entire court at Tretogor looked on as you humiliated me. All Redania laughed behind my back. You taught me to look everyone in the eye. Forced them to lower their gaze, do you remember? A king must never show weakness, uncertainty, you said. I've mastered that skill. Yet there is one I could never force to submit. You. You've one chance to shorten your suffering. Admit to everything, here and now in the Ambassador's presence. Look me in the eye and repent. Submit. As you wish. Torturer, put out those vile eyes.
You're making a grave error, sire.
Oh.
We will talk again, witch. I refused to believe it when they told me Geralt of Rivia was in my dungeon. The Geralt I know wouldn't let himself be captured.
I was really hankering for a tour of your dungeon, sire.
What's so interesting about it?
The guests.
I apologize for the dismal company you're in, Witcher. Fortunately, Islehart won't be with us much longer.
So, that was interesting. Plenty of stuff to dig into there. It was Radovid's flaring insecurities. And, you know, the instigator of all of it, Islehart herself, you know, uncorked the bottle of frustrations and whatever he's got. And while he's clearly a clever and, you know, cunning man, the characterization also seems to be consistent with the first game. And then now, of course, here he is, or he was, in a moment of both being in control, but over someone he did not previously ever feel in control of. And so on and so forth, as he said himself, meaning that, you know, he went off on a... let down his facade, really, and showed the angry boy that he at heart is. Because he is only like 18 years old at this point in time. 17, 18, 19, thereabouts. Meaning he is young. Very young. Especially for a king. And Philip Islehart been trying to mould him into being the perfect puppet for her, but still being a strong enough king so that no one would, you know, question his demands and so on. The perfect stooge, really, for a manipulator. But it turns out that he's been playing his own games and, you know, he has the upper hand. He's got it now, at least. He's got Islehart captured. And he's such an interesting character to dig into. I enjoy it. And I won't say too much either else now, because I'll let you, dear viewer, draw your own conclusions as well. But he's not a good guy, and I'm calling him a bad guy either. He's a politician at heart and in soul and in the brain too. So that's what I have. That's my opinion about him. And Geralt is roughly the same, I suppose. If leaning a bit on this guy is up to something. But let's ask him to let Triss go.
I beg your mercy, not for myself, but for Triss Marigold.
Your friend is now in Ambassador Fitz-Esterlin's hands.
I know, but surely Shillard won't deny you a small favor, sire.
Forgive me, but I can't be sure that I won't require grander favors from Nilfgaard. The fate of entire nations will be decided in this city. Individuals are irrelevant.
Again, politician.
The Nilfgaardian ambassador mentioned an organization of sorceresses. Just so happens I'm interested in the plans of this lodge.
Those plans should interest no one, because the lodge will soon cease to exist. I've nothing against you personally, Witcher, but you've gone from being an uninvited guest to being an awkward witness.
Okay.
I understand I'm in for an extended tour.
You certainly shan't leave here before the summit ends.
I'm flattered, sire, but you overestimate me if you think I could influence it in any way.
Politics is like a complicated puzzle. Every piece may prove useful, or equally useless, even harmful. A breakthrough awaits us here at Loch Muin, by my hand no less. This will be no second Thaned. Soon, everyone will learn what the Redanian king is capable of. You'll excuse me, but it's time for the summit.
In the first game, he was all about,
Radovid is capable, but too young. He has yet to understand that only the dead remain truly silent. Because Redania is doing Nilfgaard a favor, I feel obliged to help the king in return.
Well, yes, even in the first game, Radovid was scheming, marrying Ada, or getting her hand in marriage at least, to basically secure that Temeria would fall under Redania's rule in the future. And now it's his time to prove himself politically as well? No, in the politician sense that he can politic better than anyone else because he's had to do it to gain control of his own court and so on and so forth. But let's continue telling them to leave Triss alone because Gull's a self-sacrificing bastard like that.
Let Triss go.
That would be foolish. If there truly is a place we go after leaving this Vale of Tears, you'll meet her there soon enough. Allow me to relieve the Redanian executioner.
What favor do you mean? You can tell me. Just like you said, the dead keep their secrets.
That's true, but I prefer to be cautious. I promise to reveal every last detail as soon as your body is cold. Pity you won't live to see it. Lochmuin's in for a huge surprise. Both the mages and the kings.
Nobody likes others to decide for them. That's especially true of kings.
You're dangerous, Witcher, and too independent. In time, Radovid will thank me, and you won't be alone. Kill him, but beware his sorcery.
Hold him, Heart.
Getting punched in the face with the crossguard of a sword will most likely mess up your face. Potentially kill you. And I'm continuously getting text
Get me
messages.
out of here!
I need some answers first.
So I will just quickly do a little thing. Because of this Let's Play. So let's see. Let's ask every single question we can.
Was Schillard telling the truth about the Lodge, the assassinations?
He said exactly what Radovid wanted to hear. Half-truths, musings stripped of context, which differ very little from lies.
Did Triss take part in all this?
She's clean in those terms. Innocent as a child, but only to a point. I assure you, she has not been honest with you about many other matters.
Why did all this happen? Murdering monarchs, what interests did it serve? I can't fathom.
Help me get out of here and I'll explain all and lift the spell from Saskia. Take these shackles off me and lead me to my house. I beg you. I'll tell you everything. Everything.
How does the spell work?
Saskia's will and mine are one. She cannot resist me. But fear not. There's no suffering involved. She merely believes me to be the most wonderful person in the world. As if she were in love. You know what's most beautiful? In spite of all this, she seems unchanged. She's retained her charm, her valor, her honor.
Let's mention Yorveth, just to be a spiteful son of a gun.
I didn't track you alone. Yorveth can't wait to see you again.
My death would change little. Yorveth and all like him have no right to judge others.
Where's Saskia?
When I was arrested, she was with Sheila. They must be on their way to the deliberations by now.
Clock's ticking. Time is of the essence.
Why do you do this? Would you take vengeance on a blind woman?
Shillard said they've got Triss. I have to free her before they put out her eyes too.
Going to the Nilfgaardian camp is suicide.
And leaving a friend is villainy.
Only I know how to break the spell that holds Saskia. Get me out of here. If I die, she'll remain forever spellbound.
Let's see. This is a personal way, and as he said, we now know that Triss has not been truthful about some things. By all means, we knew this already. Known it since we got some of our memories back. And therefore, asking her to come clean, that could resolve a lot of issues for us personally, and jog our memory along. Lifting the spell from Saskia, that means that Upper Edan will have a better chance of being a proper nation. But we've been politicking for long enough. We should go and save our friend. Because as Geralt said, leaving a friend, that's villainy.
Saskia will remain an enslaved monster through your wickedness. You deserve to die.
Even if you reach Triss, you will not free her.
Sure I will. I'll trade Shillard for her.
And what will Yorveth say when he learns you abandoned Saskia?
You worry about what he'll do to you. I doubt he'll see your blindness as sufficient punishment.
Do you think Marigold's innocent?
You have no right to judge her. Goodbye, Eilhart.
Got our clothes back.
Move your ass, Excellency.
This is preposterous. What do you aim to achieve?
I want to see Triss. How did you get in here?
Put that sword down.
Only after I cut your throat. The choice is yours.
I know of a tunnel.
Then you can be my guide.
Let's see. We can't enter inventory. We can't level up either. We can access our journal. So for a higher course. Kings. You have long incoming revelations. Up soon. Let's see. Yep, we can do that. We've got all of our equipment. The game just auto-equip.
It's the tunnel to the left.
You make an exceptional guide. Go.
I like that they didn't just default us to standard longsword, but actually gives us a proper sword. Oh my. Guardian.
One false move and your ambassador will never see Nilfgaard's son again.
My men won't let you leave here alive.
They will if you ask them to, Excellency. Then I will.
Reynold Ep Madsen's orders come from the Emperor himself. He'd rather die than give you Marigold.
Then he'll die.
No, mark my words. You will. Unless you release me, it's not too late.
You're boring me. Pick up the pace.
Why do you care for that sorcerer?
Should have moved slower to get all the
Out
dialogue.
of the way, all of you, or the old man dies.
Hold there!
I'm not joking.
I know. And I advise you not to hesitate. Kill him. For we shan't move one bit.
Renold!
He who brings me the Witcher's head will get the Order of Merit.
But Ambassador Fitz-Esterland.
Your Excellency. Orders from the capital.
Now I'll have to kill you all.
What are you waiting for? Get him!
Let's dance. It's also level up actually, even though this is ruining the pacing entirely. Radovid arrows, yes. We'll mutate that with. Let's see. A lesser enhancement for all of that adrenaline generation.
Taste our steel! Taste our steel!
Second letter to the Emperor. To His Imperial Majesty, the Emperor of Nilfgaard Emirvar Emrys, private and confidential. Your Imperial Majesty, after visiting Foltest, may he rest in peace. As planned, I am now the guest of Henselt, whom I aim to present your Imperial Majesty's offer. Catwin is a quarrelsome nation with an unreliable king and a wild nobility. Sympathies and allegiances shift time and again. Manipulating them takes no real skill. I know that Ronald Eb Matson has also taken up station in the barbarous north. I would take this occasion to express my doubt that sending him was necessary. Your Imperial Majesty knows that I do not trust the man and suspect he is hiding something from me. Your Imperial Majesty's ever faithful servant, Shilard Fitz Estelin. You may be wondering why they pronounce it Estelin while I pronounce it Estelin. That's because when I see an O and an E next to each other, I see it as the combination of those two letters to create another letter known as, used in Scandinavia and also used for the O umlaut in German, which makes an U sound. And considering there are some comparisons to be made with Nilfgaard and Germany, there you have it. Let's see. Very much seems like, yeah, that's a small thingamajig. And this here episode is going to be cut short. Is it really closed? Yeah. So we'll have to go another way. Up around here. This episode's gonna get kind of a bit short, potentially. Maybe not, because of this. Because then we'll have the grand finale as the next video. We can't climb the ladder because we are considered in combat. Game saved. And climb. It's also still decent enough amounts of game that it could be kept separately, not one big video. Unlike the end of the first game, where it could also roughly fit into one video. Let's see. Let's jump down. I'll give it a big think, but I will definitely keep the epilogue itself in one video. The epilogue chapter. Even though the epilogue in the first game I was spread out over more videos, as of course our throne stuff. What did you use all for Dragon Stream? Interesting. This is definitely a good point to, yeah, a whole bunch of stuff waiting for us right around the corner. So this is it for this video. The next video we'll save Triss and get some answers, and maybe, just maybe, do something more. Let's see.